Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the channel. I'm Adam Wolf, and in this video we're doing a reaction to Dragon's Dogma 2 gameplay that was released at the Tokyo Game Show this year. Kind of just came out of nowhere, and I've been really anticipating this game. Now, keep in mind, as is the usual on this channel, the first game I have played, but I have not finished. So, you know, that's typical of me, obviously. But that doesn't mean I'm not excited for the second game, because what I did play the first game was unbelievable. I'm like, this is a game that should be, you know, made a franchise. And back in the day, it was a little bit touch and go. We weren't sure, but now we are. Dragon's Dogma 2 was announced earlier this year, I think. And now we've got gameplay of it, 9 minutes, which I can't wait to actually look at this. It's gonna be so good. I just know it. It is running on the RE engine, which has been used for all of the recent remasters for Resident Evil, as well as, of course, Resident Evil 7 and 8. So it's a good engine. And Devil May Cry 5. Need I forget. It's an incredible engine. I love the way it looks. I love what they've been able to do with it. And I genuinely cannot wait to see this game in action. What we have seen looks amazing. So this gameplay footage should be, hopefully, one hell of a freaking looking game. So be sure to grab your drink. I got mine. A little Sam Adams cherry wheat. And let's get into this. It's rated M for mature. It was set. Oh wait, hold on. Let's make sure this is. Can we do? Nope, just 1080p. That kind of sucks. Are we looking at? We are still looking at VP9 codec for some reason, but probably because it's a major channel or something. I don't know. That looks fantastic. I mean, it's, even though it's 1080p, it's I'm wondering if there is a higher quality version. I'm sure, I think IGN has a version. I don't want to give them any view, any credit unless I have to, because I hate IGN. So
hello everyone, I'm Hideaki Itsuno, the director of Dragon's
English
Dogma 2.
Started up before the Japanese did.
Is a narrative-driven action RPG set in an immersive fantasy world designed to place player choice at the heart of the gameplay experience. The action gameplay is designed to challenge your creativity, and although this is a single-player adventure, AI-controlled companions will accompany you throughout the experience.
Are they going to do the whole... I'm wondering... I think they're going to do the whole pawn thing as well. They're going to bring that back, because that's a big part of the first game.
Dragon's Dogma 2 with this new gameplay footage. In Dragon's Dogma 2, up to 3 AI-controlled beings called pawns can join you on your adventures.
There you go. Make your own pawn, put it up on the servers, and people can download it.
Starting vocations that determine how they
Oh,
will play.
I'm going fighter, baby. Get that two-handed weapon in my hands.
Change your vocation at any time by visiting vocation guilds.
You could change your vocation?
Now, let's look at
what?
the fighter vocation.
That's sick. I wonder if you could do that in the first game. I can't remember. I kind of always stuck with one.
Sword and shield, the fighter excels in melee combat.
Yeah, but can he do two-handed?
As a fighter, you can cut down enemies with a sword and protect yourself and your party using your shield. As we keep going, we can see some harpies in the distance. As an archer, you'll be better suited to take down enemies above you. Let's see what they can do. The archer is a vocation that uses a bow and arrow to attack enemies from a distance.
That little dive was really cool.
Make full use of your arsenal.
So you can kind of do like a Jordan fade back, so sort of like,
you can also aim at your enemies like a third-person shooter.
Just jumping backwards and shooting. That's sick.
The monsters of Dragon's Dogma 2 behave organically in the world around them, and will even react to players by using their wits against you.
I doubt they're that
Next,
smart.
I would like to show you the mage in action. Mages excel at long-range magical attacks, as well as healing.
I actually have the
magical
original
spells that
first
boost your
version
party
or
with
first game.
various enchantments to give allies an advantage in battle.
The original release, because Dark Arisen
The
came
more
out
advanced and powerful
with,
the
you
magic
know,
is,
adjustments
the
to the game
longer
and stuff like that.
implementation will take.
but I actually do have the original on physical disc. I gotta go to storage and get my stuff.
In addition to the pawns you adventure with, you will occasionally act with other inhabitants of the world.
What's this? We're trapped.
Little stutter there. Obviously early footage, so it's not going to be perfect. It just sucks that they went with 1080p instead of at least 1440p. Even with the VP9 codec, this still looks like garbage, you know? It's just like 1080p is just not what it used to be back in the day, which is very unfortunate.
Lastly, let's take a look at the thief. As a thief, you use daggers to strike at your enemies.
You know what game would look amazing on this? Now that we're looking at Dragon's Dogma 2, Lost Planet.
To quickly move away from enemies.
Imagine if they brought that series back, right? Put it on the RE engine.
The thief against massive monsters is to find openings and cling on to the enemy to deal damage.
I do wonder if a large portion of their inspiration for this game, for the first game specifically, is Shadow of the Colossus, because that was such a huge influence on the industry.
Fighting head-on is always an option, but it's a good idea to utilize the environment around
That's
you
cool.
while engaging with enemies.
I'm sure that water would look better
Between
in
your
higher
chosen
resolution.
location, diverse terrains, and the particular monster you're up against, each encounter challenges players and their party to use their creativity to succeed.
The environments look unbelievable, though.
Dogma 2.
When we got some still images, it looks really good.
The Human Kingdom, and Batal, the land of Beastren.
Beastren, huh?
In Vermund, the Arisen who slay the dragon have ruled as kings for generations. This land of lush meadows and rolling
Kinda
hills
leaning
is
over to
ripe
the
for exploration.
Left here.
In contrast, Batal is a rugged canyon nation with a city built on the site of ancient ruins. It is home to the Beastren and their unique culture. The nation of Batal offers players a different experience from the Human Kingdom, with diverse environments to explore and monsters to encounter. In your adventures, you might come across people who call out to you.
Have you some business with the apothecary, sir?
Other times,
A child
you
will
might
call
receive
out to you?
requests from people who you aid.
But they're using children to advertise the apothecary?
Thought I'd ne'er make it. If I might be so...
Ne'er make it? Nair is a hair removal product, sir. It's never. Never is a pretty easy word to say. Finish it.
bold as to impose upon you again, would you be willing to accompany me to the cenotaph and safeguard me from harm?
Pawns with knowledge of a quest may be able to guide you to the right location.
That was one of the cool
but it is up to
things about the
player
pawns.
to decide whether to follow them or not.
Is that if your pawn gets used by another person in the world and they are ahead of you in the game, your pawn will then come back or can come back, I think. I think it's your pawn or if you use somebody else's pawn. But anyway, if you use somebody else's pawn and they're ahead in the game, ahead of you, that pawn will have information about what's about to happen, and you can choose, like you said, you can choose either to go with it or ignore it, which is really awesome. I do think it's a bit tough though, because like if you do choose to go with a high level pawn, or at least a higher level, I think there's a limit as to how high of a level pawn you can download. But if you choose to go with a higher level one, it can be kind of not cheating, but it is a bit too easy. It makes it a little too easy, because then it's like, oh, here's what happens here. And maybe even spoilery it could potentially be. Like if you're not up to snuff in the story, maybe the fact that the pawn knows what's going to happen and they say something, it could actually be a problem. But I think they figured that part out in the first game. But that was a really cool aspect of the pawn system, was just the fact that they could go back and when you download them, they have knowledge of what's about to happen, which is really cool.
Pawns support you throughout your adventures and may come to your aid when you are in trouble.
That's pretty
To
cool.
complete your quests, you can ride ox carts to travel to major locations.
Okay.
But be aware, as you might get attacked en route to your destination,
so you don't
and
have to walk.
Decide how to tackle the situation.
The spells are like poking
During
his
the
knee.
ride, you can choose to close your eyes to quickly arrive at your destination.
Oh, okay, so they did the whole Skyrim thing. Gotcha.
Time is ever passing, even while riding an ox cart, and the environment around the player constantly changes.
Now, I'd like to go with a mage because I
Nighttime
love
is especially
spells,
dangerous.
but because they can be really explosive,
With
but
no
that
light
depends
to
on the
illuminate
game.
Your surroundings, you will be enveloped in pitch black darkness where you can't even see your feet.
We got skellies.
Also, there are dangerous monsters that only appear at night, so you need to be careful when adventuring in the dark.
Oh, that's right. Some magic spells take a while to actually cast too, so you gotta
If you
time
have
it
a
right.
camping kit, you can find a campsite to spend the night and recover your health.
Good evening, Arisen.
I didn't expect that out of that thing.
'Tis the honor of my life to
Doesn't
share
look
your
like a
journey, Arisen.
female tiger or whatever that is,
To
but
wrap up, I'd like to introduce some advanced vocations that become available as you progress in the story. The Mystic Spear Hand combines magic attacks and weapon-based physical attacks. A good all-rounder, they use their duo spear at close range and magic at long range.
that's cool.
They can also use
I
magic
completely
to block
forgot
an
that. I think you could do that in the first game. I completely forgot that you can combine classes, which is really cool.
enemy's movement or throw multiple items at once.
That opens it up so much. So for me, I'd want to be the fighter, though I'd like to, I'm hoping I can use two-handed, and then I'd also want to be a healer, so paladin, basically.
Magic Archer is a vocation that further specializes in long-range attacks with magical arrows. On top of healing and providing support to your allies,
Dude, that's
they
sick.
can learn a skill that releases a powerful attack over a wide area. in
That is
exchange
so
for reducing
sick,
their own
dude.
Maximum HP. And of course, there are other unique vocations you can look forward to. We have a playable version of Dragon's Dogma 2 at the Tokyo Game Show Capcom
If a
booth.
demo comes out for this game,
Depending
I'm
the
on
choices
it.
They make, each player can experience very
I really
different
hope they do.
playthroughs. We're very much looking forward to the impressions of those who get a chance to play. Dragon's Dogma 2 is being
Current gen
developed
only, baby.
for PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, Xbox Series S, and Steam. Please stay tuned for more information. Thank you.
That's sick, man. This looks so good. I definitely have to dive headfirst into the first game. Can't wait. Can't wait. It's too bad it doesn't have a release date yet. Makes sense, though. They're still kind of working on it. What they have shown, though, looks phenomenal. And I am so happy that Capcom took another stab at this because Dragon's Dogma 1 became such a cult classic that while it didn't do... I'm sure it didn't commercially do well compared to many other titles, even at that time. It still did well enough to where everybody knows what it is. Like, there are a lot of games from those days after Dragon's Dogma that took elements from the first game and used them in their games, and I think it's, you know, because you can see elements of it in other games, and just be like, that was Dragon's Dogma. That game started that whole thing. And then, of course, Dragon's Dogma, like I said, took inspiration probably from other games like Shadow of the Colossus, you know, climbing monsters and stuff like that. And I'm sure Monster Hunter was a great... I mean, Capcom owns that one too, so they probably took cues from that as well. So I'm very excited for this. Let me know in the comments below if you guys have ever actually played the first game. What did you think of it? Obviously, for the short time I played it, I loved it. I thought it was a great idea, and I can't wait to actually get back into it because it's been re-released a couple times. And I think it's time we get into it, but it's going to be a little bit because we got Halloween coming up and whatever. But anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Are you excited for Dead Rising? I don't know why I said that. Dragon's Dogma 2. Is this your kind of game? Are you excited to see that they decided to stick with this franchise? Because I certainly am, and I really hope that this one goes far because it absolutely deserves it. But until the next one, I'm Adam Wolf. This is Dragon's Dogma 2, and I'll see you guys later.